us all a measure of faith. And so I just keep wondering, this little door, I keep wondering, why does my measure of faith bother so many other people that I know? I come to find out that it says that the faith that you have to do accordingly, it says do what you would. It says that you have to be soberly minded. And so some people think that I'm not being soberly minded because I exercise my faith the way that I exercise my faith. Because I don't exercise my faith the way that you exercise your faith. Then I'm not doing right. I'm not doing the law of the land. I'm not doing all of the things that are going on. And people find fault. And I just want to know why. Why does it bother you that much? I look around and I look at this thing. I started to look at something. I started to come to the understanding that I look at the world and I look at the church in the midst of all that we are going through. And I see the world being bold. I see the world being bold about their mission. I see the world stepping out. I see the world revolting over closures. I see the world revolting over bars. I see the world speaking out about clubs. I see the world standing up about nail salons. I see the world fighting back about physical fitness centers and weightlifting. I see the world talking about and making a statement about exercise trails. I see the world, but then I look at the church. I haven't seen the church speak boldly about the closure of their doors. I see them just standing back, backing up every time the world steps forward. I see us step back, and I'm trying to figure out what measure of faith. I was talking about faith, Minister Lloyd. I just got to understand that the church is not speaking up.
Yes, sir.
They're willing to accept the world telling them that they're not essential.
Yes, sir.
I haven't heard it come out. I haven't heard one person step forward to say the church is essential. When they start talking about opening up what's essential, they open up the beach. The church is essential. They open up clubs and bars and happy hours, but the church is essential. You can't tell me that the church is not essential. Believers in the church are being silent about God's house. But they find fault in my faith. And I step back and I tell them this. I need to tell somebody this morning that your faith takes you to Walmart, but my faith takes me to God's house. Your faith will take you to Home Depot and Sam's Club and Superior Market, but my faith takes me to God's house. Your faith will take you to work. Your faith will take you to the gas station. Your faith will take you to the mall, and your faith will take you to the Citadel. Your faith will take you to the post office. But my faith takes me to God's house. Your faith will take you to the car wash, and your faith will take you to the bank. Your faith will take you to the dentist, and they'll take you to the doctor. But my faith takes me to God's house. Your faith takes you where you go. And that's your faith. causing us to start to judge one another.
Yes,
Start to
sir.
point fingers and so call myself lawbreakers.
Yes, sir.
Start to tell folks about dangers. But I say this, I believe that most of the people that are caught COVID-19 didn't catch it
All right.
in the church. They didn't catch it in God's house. You see, the sad part about it is the world took one example that a choir went to rehearsal and sang and they called covet. And now covet is all over God's house. One example. I haven't heard too much others being said about who got sick in the church. But then again, sometimes it can get hard to get sick in a place that ain't open. Sickness can dwell. I stopped by to tell you this thing called faith. I just think, he said, don't think more highly than you ought to think. And so I'm not thinking more highly than I ought to think. I understand that COVID is real.
Yes, sir.
I understand that people are dying.
Yes, sir.
I understand the possibilities and the percentages. And I understand that the epidemic is still on the rise. But I understand that by faith, the measure of the faith that has been given to me, the persuasion of faith that has been given to me, the moral conviction that has been given to me, the creed that has been given to me. You know, that's what faith is. It's moral conviction, it's creed, it's persuasion, the assurance of believers' belief, fidelity and trust in something that's bigger than COVID. Fidelity and trust in something that's everlasting to everlasting. Fidelity and trust and assurance that I understand that anything that happens to me is God's will. I believe. That if it happens, God allowed it to happen. And I believe that if it happens, it don't have to be in the church. I believe I'll follow the mandates that they said about safety, they said about cleanliness. And I think that I'll go on. And I think I'll let my faith continue to grow and continue to rise. But I just got to tell somebody, you can talk about my faith all you want, but it's my faith to be exercised, that God be glorified, that God be magnified, that God be lifted up. You want to trust Walmart? I trust God. You can trust the space station. I trust God. You can trust whoever you desire to trust, but I trust God. My faith shall not waver. My faith shall not fall. Criticism is okay with me. Critiquing is okay with me. But I want to know how somebody's going to explain about opening their church at the beginning of the year when Corona is still here. That you shut your church down for 6 months, 7 months because of Corona, but you open it up at the beginning of the year and Corona's still here. Now some of y'all may not open up, but you're going to sit and tell me that God's house stayed shut through an epidemic for a year or more? And I say, how do you tell God that I didn't believe, I didn't trust, I didn't have the fidelity, I didn't have the assurance. My assurance was in the safety of my bedroom with the doors locked up. My assurance was going out and peeking out the window but not sticking my head out into the atmosphere. That's your assurance. But I say my assurance, I say God, rain down on me. I pray for the covering of the blood say, God, put me in a bubble. Let me go where you would have me to go. Let me travel where you would have me to travel. Let me do what you would have me to do. But God, cover me with the blood. And if you do allow anything that is different about my life, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to be done. This thing called faith. I was looking on Facebook, just scrolling through the pages, and I saw something that was shocking to me. I saw the pastor of the Garden of Praise with tubes coming out. And I read part of his testimony. And he said that he was laying there in a state and they didn't expect him to live. He said, but God. He said, God gave me some respiratory therapists and some nurses and the right doctors. You see, God knows. And you got to trust God. But he said he was coming out. 8 days he's coming out. And he said to God, be the glory for all that he does. And so I look at this, I look at this, I look at this. God has to use his people some kind of way. And I say to God, if I was stricken by the virus, I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God to bring me through. That I be a testimony. That I be a witness. That he's a healer. Watch this. Even if he didn't bring me out, he's still God.